Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Trogdor, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's that time again for the PTL, the Pokemon Tri-League. We are in week number 2. The season's off to a great start. We managed to pull a W out of nowhere, mostly thanks to a Tapu being just completely broken. But we're looking to keep up that momentum, want to start off the season really strong. Our team, I'm just having a lot of fun with the team right now and want to keep that up. So our week 2 opponent is Brandon, good buddy of mine, aka Super Salamence 93, and his team is Portsmeowth. And his team is it's gross. Like, he snagged Deoxys Defense, which for some reason we allowed, but then again we're also allowing Lele in this league. So we got lots of broken stuff. This is no exception. He's also gotten Milotic and Zapdos, so right off the bat it's just like, how fat is he making this team? Like, this team is just fat. I don't think there's anything that allowed in league format that can OHKO these 3 Mons right here, which is kind of ridiculous. He also has Darmanitan, which is like his only offensive Mon, which is, you know, again, and then Registeel. So it's like, okay, you had a really fat team, but you just made it even worse. And then he's got Golurk, Lycanroc, Hitmonchan, Porygon Z, Skuntank, and Mega Altaria. So yeah, this team is it's just ridiculously tough to break. Like, the Deoxys Defense already, I had to like really like scour the calcs and stuff to see what could possibly OHKO this. Milotic is just such a tough cookie to crack. Like, no matter what, you gotta, it just stands in something's way of winning and stuff. And then, like, Registeel's super tough. Skuntank actually gives my team a lot of trouble because it's immune to Tapu Lele's Psychic, which, you know, Registeel already resists that. So I need to deal with that on top of Registeel, on top of Milotic, on top of Deoxys, on top of Golurk, on top of... Oh, this team is tough. So you already see what I'm starting out with. I've got Tapu Lele, which is the league kill leader, which is the best thing in the world. So I've got Psychic, Moonblast, Thunderbolt, and Focus Mist. So I'm actually having to run max speed Scarf because he does have that Darmanitan. And given that Darmanitan is his most offensive Pokemon, I just gotta like make sure for it. I do have Rain, which if there's anything that screams, hey buddy, don't bring Darmanitan, it's a Rain team. So as unlikely as Darm is, I have to be prepared for this because I just don't want to suddenly like lose because Lele gets Flare Blitz in the face. So I've got Lele for that. And just basically like could potentially clean up a team depending on what he brings. Like, if I can get rid of like Registeel and Skuntank, it does a lot of damage. But I do have Focus Mist because it's like I bring it in, I'm gonna click Psychic, but haha, I actually hit you with some damage. Even though this isn't like gonna OHKO a Max Spadef Registeel or even Tuco or an Avius Skuntank, but it's still just like, you know, surprise damage out of nowhere. So I mentioned things that can OHKO Deoxys Defense, and one of those is a +2 Mega Scizor's Bug Bite. So I'm bringing that. The other ones I'm just going to be Spadef because his special mons are what wall me the most. For example, like, well, yeah, Milotic, Zapdos, those are the 2 things that really stand in Scizor's way. But otherwise, Scizor actually does a fantastic job. I've got Bullet Punch for the Altaria, Bug Bite for most things, Bullet Punch also for the Lycanroc. Registeel kind of takes a giant dump on me. Darmanitan, again, not super worried about that, but just kind of medium prep for it. That's another thing that's got to go if it's there before Scizor comes in. But at the same time, it's like I'm mostly worried about his fat, like Deoxys, like Milotic, Zapdos, Registeel, Skuntank. Those are the things I'm most worried about. But those are 5 Mons. So then what's his offensive Mon going to be? Is it going to be Darm? Is it going to be Porygon Z? Is it going to be Mega Altaria? Is it going to be Lycanroc? Who knows? So next up, I have Jeff, the Wingman, Tornadus. So Torrenti, I've got a Fightininium. I can't say that word. The Z Crystal, Knockoff, U-Turn, Taunt, and Superpower. Taunt is for things like the Deoxys, Milotic, Zapdos, Registeel. Like, it's kind of a stall breaker, but at the same time, all the things that Lele doesn't like, I can just bop with the Z move. The combination of fighting Z and then a superpower can KO the max defense Registeel, I'm going to be U-turning on most things, taunting a lot of things. I don't want to stay in versus the likes of Lycanroc if he does bring that to break this. And next up I have Rhydon, the very first Pokemon, which is also Mew. So Rhydon is actually kind of a soft check to the Zapdos. Rock Blast will break any resisted berry, any sash, any weird thing that he's doing, and can 3 hits does minimum 50% to a max defense Zapdos, and 5 hits has a chance to kill. I of course am not banking on all 5 hits, that never happens, but otherwise I've got Rocks, Mega Horn, EQ, which is just doing a ton of damage. Like I can stay in pretty well versus the Registeel. Like Iron Head's still doing a pretty chunk, and whatever is running like the weird HP Grass or HP Water if he wants to take advantage of the rain. And Mega Horn, does a good chunk to Deoxys, not a terrible lot, but it's mostly there for Rocks and bye-bye Zapdos. And let's see, what do I have next? So next up I have a Raincore. Pelipper, the Rain Setter from Castamere, is pretty, I'm just running like a max defensive set to deal with things like for one thing, the Darm, also the Golurk, also not so much the Lycanroc, kind of the Skuntank, but not really. Scald and Hurricane are doing a pretty good chunk of damage in the rain, but mostly I'm just going to be U-turning to bring in my Ludicolo. Patch Face of Ludicolo making its debut. Where did I put that? Anyway, Ludicolo's in, so I'm just going to be... Ludicolo actually does a pretty fantastic job. Giga Drain, Surf, Ice Beam, and Focus Mist. I hate Focus Mist so much, you have no idea. Under Rain, I'm actually doing like a lot of damage. Like my Lodic can't switch in because I can 2-shot it with the Giga Drain. Can 2-shot Zapdos with the Ice Beam. Can 2-shot... one-shot Darm. Registeel kind of sits in my way, but then everything else just... A lot of damage is done to everything else. So Ludicolo is kind of like my key to victory. Mega Scizor is also a soft win con. Lele is like, a good revenge killer slash another cleaner. But as bulky as his team is, I basically just have to run a lot of offense and hope that I've got enough things I can break it down and clean with something like Ludicolo or Scizor or Lele. But yeah, kind of a tough matchup for me, not going to lie. But yeah, we'll see how things go, and we're just going to get into the battle in just a little bit. So stick around for like 3 seconds for that. So here we are, and you can see the team my opponent decided to bring. He brought the Milotic, Registeel, Zapdos, Altaria, Porygon Z, and Skuntank. I'm actually really surprised not to see the Deoxys defense because that thing is a really fat piece of lard. But Registeel and Skuntank both to ruin Lele's day. Altaria kind of to a lesser extent. Porygon Z is his like offensive thing. And most likely, I mean, it could be set up Altaria as well. Skuntank can hit pretty hard, but it's also most likely like... I forget if it's a Z user or not. I don't really pay attention to those kinds of things, but, I'm the one who gets bitten in the butt by that. But anyway, yeah, that's the team. So I'm going to go ahead and lead Rhydon. Hope that he leads Zapdos or something. I'm going to play that and just switch sides and then reset it because I like being on this side for whatever reason. So yeah, I'm going to lead Rhydon, see what he decides to do, and hopefully get up my rocks, or if it's Zapdos, I can just go for damage right away. So, hey, it's Zapdos. So I'm just going to go for a Rock Blast, as he actually goes for a Hidden Power and does a nice chunk of damage. That does more than an HP Ice would have, so it was probably like HP Grass or Water. Rock Blast did a nice chunk, a really nice chunk. So unless he starts going for Roosts and stuff, that is the kind of damage that I want it to be, the kind of range that I want it to be in for the Scizor. So right off the bat, getting some nice chunk of damage. Unfortunately, like, yeah, that Hidden Power just kind of... I EV'd more for HP Ice, but yeah, that's Grass or Water. Probably Water in all honesty. So I'm going to get out of there, going to Lele, because I'm really especially thick. As he goes for the HP again, doesn't do a whole lot. And I'm going to... Like, obviously, Psychic will take out Zapdos from this range. But, he's got 2 amazing checks to Lele and Registeel and the Skuntank, so I'm going to click Focus Miss right here on the predicted switch. It might bite me in the ass, but hey, Registeel comes in and boom. That did not a lot. I at least hit, so that's a win in my book. But if that did like, I don't know, it did like 47, which that's not a 2-hit KO, especially because he is gonna, what do you call it? It doesn't have any recovery, but aside from the lefties, but he's got like the Iron Head and stuff. I'm not staying in, no way. So yeah, Iron Head comes through, but that does enough damage that he can probably take out my Rhydon next turn. Otherwise, I would have gotten up some rocks, but yeah, that's just that's kind of unfortunate. But yeah, so Rhydon's gone. I'm gonna bring Pelipper in and go for the Scald. Maybe I can snag a burn. Hey, look at that! As that basically removes his leftovers, and whoa. He was carrying T-Bolt, which I didn't expect at all. I probably should have. I thought that was like a safe way to chip down the Registeel, but no. Nope, even then it would have taken like 3 or so hits, as Iron Head wouldn't have been doing a lot to me. Seismic Toss probably would have been doing more, but already this is looking, how do you say it, not good at all. Registeel is just a pain in my, this entire team is just so thick. So my Rain is up, but Pelipper is down, so I have to go into Ludicolo right here. His team isn't as weak as I would like, but maybe I can just bust a few really big holes in the team with Ludicolo right here. Gonna go for a Surf or Scald or something as then my Milotic comes in. That does a nice chunk of damage, but I can go for a big Giga Drain right here, get my Life Orb back. He goes for the Protect, probably stalling out my Rain right here, but I'm just gonna click Giga Drain again. That does a nice chunk of damage, and that is very high up on the list of things that I did not want to see. So right when I was in a half decent position with Ludicolo, my Milotic is just like, nah. No, you're gone. So I'm down 6-3, and one of my most important mons just got bamboozled by definitely a really good prep on my opponent's part. Like bringing Mirror Coat and Milotic for the Ludicolo is definitely like a really good prep, but now I'm just kind of like So I'm gonna go into Lele right here. Hopefully I can hit another I'm actually gonna go for a T-Bolt right there because, you know, I have that. In all honesty, I should have gone for Psychic right there. I think it would have done more damage, but I figured he's probably going to switch again to one of his resistances or immunities. So I thought that I thought at the time that was just like the best neutral play I could go for. I also should have. There are just a lot of things that I did wrong. I wasn't like super like brained into battle mode as I should have been. I should have gone into Tornti in hindsight. It was probably in range for a nice fat Hurricane because it's 100% accurate at the time. Which, oh wait, no, I was physical. Wow, see, all things are going wrong. Like, I wasn't even carrying Hurricane on my Torn-T. So, T-Bolt's not doing a whole lot, and I'm obviously locked into that. And, oof, big damage from the Scald in the rain. So, switching into Scissor was probably not that smart. Should have stayed in with Lele to keep going for the damage. And given that the Milotic attacked, 2 more T-Bolts would have taken it out if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I was doing like 38, and he was at 70 or so before the leftovers, so that's a big oof for me. I'm just gonna roost right here, but he's actually faster. I thought I could have gotten back up to full, so oh geez, this is not good for me. I'm gonna keep roosting until the rain goes away so that it's doing more like 30%, but at the same time I'm playing with fire, being in front of my Milotic that is going for Scalds. I'm actually very surprised at this point that I hadn't gotten burned, but I'm gonna go for damage right here, given that I can, you know, afford to do that, and that did so much damage. I wasn't expecting that to do so much damage. In hindsight, what would have been really smart for me to do? He's gonna go for Scald again. I live, and I'm gonna go for another Bug Bite. So my Milotic actually goes down. Like, yay! It's not a 6-0, but oh jeez. It's I should have gone for the. Should have gone for the SD. Like, then I'd still be at the same range as I am now, but I could start firing off +2 bullet punches to his team, which is doing quite a lot. Bops the Altaria, bops the P2, does a good amount to the Skuntank. Zapdos is in range. It just like, I was thinking not very far ahead. Like, look at the damage that it's doing the P2. +2 definitely would have been very good for me. So okay. That was Scarf P2. I should have gone into Lele thinking that it was Scarf, because obviously I'm Scarfed and I would have outsped it given my investment. And Psychic would have done like a lot of damage. Then I could switch. Torrentee is a good switch into things like the Registeel and the Skuntank. That's kind of why I have it. But instead of go for the knockoff, predicting like a switch, it's not looking good for me, guys. I'm sorry. Because, like, wow, he's still got 5 things left. So I go for the knockoff right there, but at least the Scarf is gone, so the next knockoff will kill. But go for the U-turn. As he goes down, I go into Lele. As he goes into the Skuntank, and that's nice. Yeah, Porygon Z is gone, and now Lele is gone. So not super great. As I'm gonna come in, go for my Z fighting move, just hoping that I can take this thing out, but no, it doesn't quite do that. Poison Jab does a really nice chunk, and I'm just looking at this, and it's like, it's looking very, very unlikely for me. Tornadus definitely can't break the Mega Altaria. I can probably break the Zapdos with knockoff, but not really. Registeel, I need the superpower for. So I'm looking at this, it's like, if I have any chance to win at all, I need to not get my attack lowered from this Skuntank and just go for the knockoff instead of the superpower. The superpower is obviously a KO, but I'm just thinking, like, long term, any chance to win. But I should have seen, like, obviously I can't break the Altaria. I just need to do what I can to reduce differential, which would have been to go for the superpower, because as we see here, knockoff does not kill. That thing is so bulky as he poison jabs and just takes me out. So good game to my opponent. How many misplays did I make? Too many. I don't have enough fingers for that. My head just wasn't in this game. My opponent definitely had really solid prep. I got really bamboozled by the Milotic with the Mirror Coat, in all honesty. That's what really did it for me. And then just didn't really have my head in the game after that. Could have gone for the SD with Scizor, and I would have been in a much better position, especially being able to Roost Up versus the Registeel. Bug Bite's still not doing a whole bunch, but it's burned. Leftovers is gone, and I was at 50%. Skuntank, I could have gone for the Bug Bite, which I think was either neutral or something, but Bullet Punch is still doing a lot. But at that point, if it had taken me out, I could have gone into the likes of Torrentee, gone for the Z, it's gone, blah, 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 and potentially cleaned up with Lele. But everything in this is hindsight. I played poorly, but, it's just one setback early on in the season, and, that's Mon sometimes. So yeah, definitely good game to my opponent. Go check out his channel. It's like 500 million times bigger than mine. Or no, what's 10,000, 20 to 10,000, so it's 5,000 times bigger than mine, I think, is or 500. I can't even do math right now, and that's what I'm supposed to be good at. But anyway, like the video if you liked it, comment down below if you got anything else to say, and subscribe if you want to stay up to date with the rest of the season and my other draft league stuff going on right now. But yeah, that's all I've got for today, so I'll see everyone in the next video. Take care now. Bye-bye.